Hello architects, and welcome back to another RPG Architect update video. My name is Bert, and today we're going to be going over the updates that were made to RPGA in April of 2025. Now, as some of you may know, Locke had his hands full with Xenoblade Chronicles X, understandably so, but despite him being completely consumed with that game, he's still got some really good updates locked in for this month. So first and foremost, one of my favorite ones, I've already done a tutorial on it, but we have now under layers configuration, you have the mesh options here, the visual mesh. So basically you can use 3D models, 3D meshes as a map. So you can have your visual mesh setting, you have your collider mesh. Like I said, I did a tutorial on this already because it was so cool. Basically, as soon as it was in, the tutorial was out. But basically you can have 3D maps such as this now built in to your projects, where you have collision on the walls, you got the ground already set up, you got your ramps already in there. Just use 3D meshes for your maps. Very cool. I really like this this feature being added in now. And you go first or third person here. Yep, good stuff. Like I said, if you haven't watched the tutorial on this one already, go ahead and go watch it. In addition to that, Locke has added in what are called blobber controls, I guess. So those are like first-person dungeon crawlers, like the old school kind. Apparently those are called blobbers, which I didn't know. But if you go into your database, you go to maps configuration, and then you scroll down in the physics section, you have this new option here, blobber controls. You check that. So basically this is where if you hit your left arrow key, or your, if you're using WASD, you hit A or D, and the camera will just turn in that direction, kind of old school style. You can set the value, so this is a 90-degree turn. You can adjust the speed at which it goes. I'll leave it at 500 as the default, just to show this off. And then you have a couple other things you can, turn off or constrain diagonal movement or whatever you want to do. But basically that turns your controls into Dungeon Crawler. Now I'm not going to touch my mouse because that'll kind of throw things off a little bit, but this is just using the arrow keys. You got your forward and back are normal, but then I hit left and I turn this way. Just very old school style. You would probably want tile based movement on this. I still have the pixel based, so I can kind of slowly move forward, but that guy's having a time over there. I think I know what's happening with him, but yeah, that's cool. That is a new addition. So hopefully, I know a lot of you guys are making dungeon crawlers, so I think this will be a good addition for you guys. So now jumping over to our 2D project, I can show off one of the other additions, and that is loot tables. Under items here, we now have a section called loot tables. Now this is basically like an enemy item drop pool. So call this pool 1, but then you can set what items could be received through this one pool. So, and you can set the chance that they'll drop. So if there's a 95% chance you'll get 1 to 3 potions, you have a 3% chance you'll get a high potion. Oops, misclick, high potion. And then you have a 2% chance, misclick again, 2% chance to get a dog knuckle here. Okay, so you can set up a loot pool, loot table here, and then under enemies, under the enemies tab, you can select an enemy, your battle rewards. You can set your rewards to be a loot table, and then you just select that. You select the loot table you want to pull from, and then you have all these other settings you can go through that I haven't messed with. I just saw this for the first time yesterday, so I haven't really messed with it at all, but that is now included, so you have further customization over your enemy drops and that kind of thing. Very cool. Now, in addition to that, last but not least, RPGA now can handle array operations. And so under your script commands, data manipulation, we have array operations. Now basically an array, from what I understand, is just like a list or an index of different things, and you can assign that list or index to a single global or local variable. So you can have 3 or 5 or whatever different pieces of information inside of a single variable, and then you can call that you can refer to one of those values at random in another spot. And I can't really show it off because I haven't messed with it at all, but I know this command is in here now, and that is a possibility. So it's like if you have an array that has like 3 different names in it, you could randomly select one of those 3 names in a dialog box, something like that. There will most definitely be a tutorial on this at some point here, but a lot of you guys probably already know how to use arrays, and so that is in there. So but yeah, those are the big updates for April. There's been a lot of little bug fixes and stuff too. Nothing really I can show off here. But as always, you can look in the community notes on Steam. You can see the update logs, whatever you call them, that Locke has been putting in there. You can also go and check out his April wrap-up blog post that he made, where he goes into a little bit more detail about all the things he's been doing, basically all the things I mentioned here. So you can go and do that, and yeah. It's worth a read. All right, that's going to do it for this one today. If you've been enjoying your time with RPG Architect, please let us know by leaving a review on Steam. It helps out tremendously. And if you've maybe not been enjoying your time with RPG Architect, let us know that as well, and preferably let us know on Discord or send us a message, or you have this new option up here under Help called Leave Feedback. And if there's some things you'd like to see improved, just check out this little mini survey. It's only a couple questions here. I mean, this is it. But you have a spot where you can let us know anything you want. So we've already gotten a lot of responses on this, and Locke has gone through, and he's already addressed a lot of the things people have brought up. So if there's something you're less fond about with RPGA and you'd like to see an improvement there, let us know through this survey so we can earn that positive review on Steam. Okay? All right, you guys, that's going to do it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the support over these past couple of years. You have been amazing. I have been Bert, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.